I like watching anime videos on my streams. I like watching breakdowns. I like watching all this type of stuff. I think it adds a little bit of variety to my channel. It always has. But I saw something come across my feed that merged the two things I usually have going on my channel. Now, I usually about 1 o'clock drop a drama video, and then after that I drop like a comic book, an anime, a movie breakdown for my 5 o'clock video. Except for now. Now my 5 o'clock video is going to combine the world of anime with the degeneracy of Idubbbz. Holy poop. Holy poop, are we going crazy with this? This video is called Writing a Villain Like Idubbbz. This is done by Bat Sauce. Now, I don't know how good of a channel this is. I don't know if this is a good video. I have nothing to inform me how I feel about this yet. So it has not gotten the esteemed like from King Jiffy Coates, which every video that is good, I give them the like, I give them the subscribe. Every video is bad, I tell them they're awful things, and I make fun of them the whole time. So let's get right into this one, boys.
Helicopter Man pounds dinosaur billionaire ass until I reach the edge of my gag reflex. I close my eyes and focus, commanding the nanobots to change within my body ever so slightly until I finally feel comfortable going even deeper as he fills my throat entirely. Weird that it was sent from an electronics place and it's the full-blown Quran, but I know there's going to be a lot of people in the audience just cringing when I...
The fall of Idubbbz.
It's so awful, dude. Like, it's funny in the context of Idubbbz used to do all that type of stuff and he used to have no chill. And here's the thing. I'm not... Okay, so here's the thing. I'm Muslim, but I'm not a good Muslim. I'm still learning. I've been like slowly diving into the Quran. I've been working at it. I'm not gonna, I'm not like seriously there yet. I'm still in like the burgeoning steps of learning my own religion. But here's the thing. I don't think I'll ever stand on the position that I don't think you can express your wild beliefs no matter how much it might upset you. I mean, even if I was like a Christian and he ripped the Bible, it would be like, yeah, that's pretty wild, but he has a right to do it under the First Amendment. And I think that is so important to have the First Amendment and have it be important. Now, I do think it's funny how much he pretends to care about these people of this religion now after this being his back catalog. Oh, well, he apologized for it. Yeah, well, you don't give the same charitability to everybody else.
What can we learn about story writing from Idubbbz? Idubbbz might have just had the greatest crash out or fallout ever, and it's captured people's attention. And just like your story needs to capture the attention of your readers or viewers, so let's try to dissect this a little bit. Maybe we can learn a little bit about...
Oh, this is gonna be good. This is already getting liked. The music, the bus meme where it's like happiness on one side, just looking at the rock wall on the other. Everything about this is hitting my vibes, bro. This guy needs some love.
Studying the downfall of Idubbbz, and we can maybe discuss how we can apply this to our own stories. The car crashes. That grabs everyone in the town's attention. Everybody brings out their phones, everything, all that. And there's a bunch of traffic now that you have to sit through because everybody's rubbernecking down the road to see the car crash. Yeah, we just had an event that universally just captured everyone's attention, right? Probably for the wrong reasons. But that's what you want from your own story, right? Maybe. Now, in Idubbbz's particular case, that wasn't a car crash. No, he was something much more spectacular. He wasn't just some rando in a car. He was a man like toppling down a mountain in his skis, just constantly falling down. Or what's his name? With Chris Farley, where he keeps falling down the hill and there's no stopping. That's the kind of event that Idubbbz has.
Dude, that's the best description of what's going on with Idubbbz, right? Yeah, at the top of the mountain when he's still skiing, he was doing great, and then he made a video on Sam Hyde, and it's just been tumble ever since, bro. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say that I agree with everything Sam Hyde did, but I do think making Idubbbz look like an absolute idiot on his documentary on Sam Hyde is hilarious. I can find somebody hilarious and not agree with them politically. Wow, what a shocking take in 2025.
Kind of created by accident. He was a man on top of the world, on the tallest mountain, and we watched him tumble all the way down. See, the Idubbbz story begins with him kind of playing the hero archetype.
I'm gay.
He used his time for justice by calling out some of those
By the way, based ass burp. I like what I think it's still funny when people burp. I don't care who you are. You're like, oh, it's juvenile. I don't care. Burping can be funny. This guy killed it.
For annoying bad people on the internet, a little bit of a content cop, right? He was effective and people cheered. Usually with cases of people like this who climb to such heights of popularity, they have their Icarus moment and they burn up from flying too close to the sun. And that's not what happened. And again, that would be more like a car crash kind of event. No, Idubbbz is much more like Griffith. Griffith! From Berserk.
By the way, Berserk is my favorite manga and anime. I just bought it today, dude. I'm still working my way through the giant Master Volume 1, but Walmart had the Master Volume 2, and it was way cheaper than I would have got it on Amazon. Amazon, they wanted like $50 for that thing, or $60. And I said, nope there, compadre. You're not gonna get that money from me, Jeff Bezos, so you can send more pop stars up into space. No. And then Walmart had it for like $35, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I got Berserk Volume 2. We're about to get wet and wild. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm so excited to look at that artwork. That artwork from the Berserk mangas is so good, dude. Berserk is so fucking peak. If you have not read Berserk, or at least seen the Golden Age arc. And now, if like the old original 90s anime is a little too rough for you, I know it's a little controversial to say this, but the Golden Age arc movie trilogy that was turned into a series is so peak, dude. You need to watch it. It is it's my favorite anime media to ever be made. I'm a huge One Piece guy, but fuck, dude, Berserk just took its dick out and slapped it slowly across every One Piece character and said, I am better than you.
What do I mean? A hero. Like a hero among the commoners. Cheered on for all of his accomplishments, defeating all of his enemies, then the downfall. The slow downfall. He slightly loses just a little bit of control, and just like that, everything unravels and comes crashing. See, in the story of Berserk, Guts, the main character, decided to stop following Griffith during their height, and just that simple act of Griffith losing the control of his soldier made him completely lose it.
Dude, I'm seeing the comparisons already. Okay. So, the first hit that he suffered on his channel that didn't make him look like the big dog of the internet anymore was the Sam Hyde thing. Now, that wasn't big enough to destroy his channel completely. There were still a lot of Idubbbz fans. It was just funny that somebody else out Idubbbz Idubbbz, right? Well, then the OnlyFans fiasco started. He kind of pushed back a little bit, got a little bit of charitability from it, but there were still some people on his thing, or his channel, that were like, it's kind of cringe, bro. You made fun of people about this in the past, but now you're just cool with it, whatever. Then he starts transitioning his content to where it's safer and fucking boring, and I would rather watch two snails have sex in the winter than watch an Idubbbz video. Then he creates Creator Clash, gets that little boost up again. He starts to push back, and he's like, okay, maybe Idubbbz. And then he goes on every fucking podcast and talks about how all of his fans are fucking weirdo losers, and he hates them all. Back to falling down again. Oh, he keeps falling. Nothing he's doing is interesting. Then he starts bringing his old videos back. They're not good. People don't care. His friend gets in a pinch, and he stabs him in the fucking back, and joins the people who have always been against him. Oh, this is perfect. This guy, I never thought of the comparison to Griffith, but this is so fucking good, dude. I'm like bricked up, dude. I'm a full inch hard, dude. Which, if you know anything about me, I'm about 2 centimeters hard when I'm really having a good time. But when I'm at full inch, baby, I'm gonna be wrecking some punani.
Altogether, he crumbled. Just kind of like this is Idubbbz' like Anissa moment, right? That's Guts leaving Griffith. That's Anissa news coming out that she's doing OnlyFans in the video, though.
Dude, yeah, I don't know which came first in the timeline, the Sam Hyde or the Anissa thing, so maybe I'm a little wrong on that. All I know is those things interacting with each other definitely had an effect on him.
Followed.
My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, and I think all of it is cool.
The Idubbbz response with that video Yeah, from his fans hating him for the fact that he was, I guess, okay with his girlfriend.
Dude, my wife plows my butthole podcast, bro. The emotional dumping ground podcast is just hilarious.
Doing OnlyFans was weak, and this was the first time there was like an Idubbbz video, which kind of was on the negative side of the reception. I think it had like a positive like to dislike ratio, but still, even having such a percentage of dislikes was unheard of for Idubbbz. So soon after this large chink in Idubbbz's image, he started to turn on his fans. Great idea, right?
I did not like the interactions that I had with fans. There were quite a few human beings that I interacted.
When this came out, when this whole drama erupted, bro, it was one of those, oh shit, the consequences of my own actions. That's crazy, guys. By the way, I want to ladder pull everything behind me, bro. No one else is allowed to be edgy. Being edgy is bad. It should be banned off the internet. I fucking hated all of these people who did this. Ethan Klein was one of them too. What a little fucking loser. Oh, people being edgy on the internet? Well, we can't allow that anymore.
With
in person?
Yeah, in person, that just sucked. They just sucked because I attracted a lot of people who sucked.
He was falling down this hill fast, like that skier, right? That skier. And with every step, people's attention grew more to watch Idubbbz, and now for the wrong reason. Idubbbz was no longer being viewed for his triumphs.
I don't think he's going to bring up the Sam Hyde thing. I do think that Sam Hyde thing made him look really, really bad. And like, not really, really bad, but it was like bad in the sense that Idubbbz went in trying to be the big guy on the internet, the big dog, and was going to make this documentary exposing him. And Sam Hyde realized that and like out trolled Idubbbz. And I think that was the first chink in his armor where he realized that he's not the big bad that he always thought he was, and realized that the easiest way to get away with every argument is just to virtue signal. The same thing Ethan Klein did.
But for his failures. This was completely solidified when he made the video claiming that he now hated his fans. It's crazy. This was the moment that Griffith sacrificed the Band of the Hawk. Basically crucified all of his fans and then moved on to terrorist sympathizers for some reason. This new group of people is just wanting people more to cheer on his.
I don't think that I'm gonna disagree with him here. I still think this is a great video, but I think the Sam Hyde thing was when Griffith left. When Guts left. When Guts left, he decided to go a little wacky, a little crazy mode, and he had his moment with the princess, right? Which led him to getting locked in the dungeon. During the BDSM time, during him getting tortured, that was the Nisa arc. Griffith getting tortured, that was that arc. Then and only then is when it started to shift. He gets out, he's broken out, he's free. His friend came out there to bail him out, aka Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein was there for him. Ethan Klein was doing podcasts with him. Ethan Klein was there by his fucking side for his friend, willing to do anything for him. Busts him out. He's out there. They're running away. All of this hate's coming toward them, but they don't care because they're there for each other. They're going to make out again one day. Well, then it all falls apart. It crashes, and we have the Band of the Hawk getting killed. That is the moment. That is the moment where it all falls apart, and that was Content Cop Ethan Klein. That was the moment. That was the full evil arc. Now I'm with the baddies, boys. That is where I think the true moment happened.
Failure. As not to forget, we also had the moment after that, which was a continuing part of his downfall, where we had the Sam Hyde video that Sam Hyde ended up releasing, and then his follow-up video. Now you could just see how everyone turned. That was like the pure let's watch it. His just him get gaslit by this other guy that he went to try to go kind of ruin
again,
his.
Dude, I think I might have messed up the timeline. There was like a Nisa thing. There was like the Nisa, maybe it was a Nisa's OnlyFans and then Sam Hyde. Either way, you can vice versa flip those over and he was getting just mogged from both of those incidents, which led to his like endless era of getting tortured to then becoming the ultimate evil guy. I think those are still reversible depending on the timeline of the situation. Again, it's so long ago that I can't really remember, but I do think that they both are pivotal points.
His image attempted to. And then that event ended up getting his Creator Clash event ruined because Ian self-destructed and started unnecessary drama. It was unnecessary with some of the fighters. I think Froggy Fresh.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it works better if Anissa, the Anissa moment, the moment that he slept with the princess was Anissa, and then he ended up getting attacked by the torture guy. The torture guy could be Sam Hyde. Sam Hyde's the torture guy, and he eventually gets saved by Ethan. There we go. I reversed the timeline there, but I still think this is an incredible analogy.
And then he spent too much money on Idubbbz joining the event and whatnot, and ended up owing $250,000 or something like that. Not owing, but like they lost, whatever. That number is what was thrown out, and we all laughed. That's a huge number. That's a huge failure. And again, we're still watching the tumble. Like that's not even the end point of this. We're still watching the tumble, and we're like, okay, what's gonna happen next? And what happened next is we had the content cop on Ethan Klein of all people. Now, I'm no fan of Ethan Klein, but it's pretty obvious in this situation, unless you're a Hasan fan, which, I mean, are you a person if you're a Hasan?
No, they're not people. They're cultists. They're drinking the Flavor-Aid.
Fan? No. Yeah, H3 was certainly the good guy in this situation of the, I guess, victim of the content cop. I'm not going to go into the whole details, obviously. If you're watching this video, you probably know plenty of what's happened with the content cop, or if you got the gist of it. So, all we need to know at this point is where...
Okay, so the timeline, he was correct on the timeline being, he did the Idubbbz complains sex workers thing, which is the fact that he's like, okay, my wife's doing OnlyFans, and then it was Sam Hyde. So Sam Hyde would be the torturer and the dungeon type thing. That was just leading. The OnlyFans led to him being like destroyed, and then he just continually got destroyed after that until Ethan came in to bail him out. His one true friend in the situation.
Idubbbz is basically become a worm who betrayed his best friend. His best friend, his friend, his good friend. Friend of 8 years. Either way, slimy move. Total villain behavior. And I know I said he disavowed his friends, was like sacrificing the Band of the Hawk before, but obviously you can kind of see a parallel with this situation of
again, that's where I think he messed up. He should have, like, this guy, as much as a good video as this is, mainly because I agree with him, and I want to just say that it's a good video. Also the bus in kind of pulling it to that allegory of being the same as that meme where the good on one side, the evil on the other. I do want to say that I think that the crucial becoming evil Griffith moment, the sacrificing of the Band of the Hawk, that's when he made the content cop. The content cop was the sacrificing of the Band of the Hawk. I think that it just works better for the timeline.
Content cop. And all the follow-on videos that occurred because of the content cop directly. The release of that was like the shocking moment of when Griffith said the words, "I sacrifice."
You, only you, and you alone, who made me forget my dream. I sacrifice.
And this is solidified Idubbbz as a supervillain.
I mean, if you wanted to still use the sacrificing of the Band of the Hawk and then lead it to the content copying that, I could see that analogy working for his moments on the. But again, dude, Ethan Klein, like, one of the places he said that was like during him being on Ethan Klein's podcast and him talking about relaying those exact same points. So I think that this the point that he he hadn't gotten to the point where he had completely mogged his career yet. He hadn't completely mogged his friends. He was still on the point that he was just dealing with perpetual torture from his previous mistakes with videos. That I think when they showed up and Creator Clash 1 was a hit, and then Ethan was there to like signal boost the fact that these Creator Clash things were going to be based. I think that was just him saving Griffith from the torture. I really do.
Essential. Any loss moving forward for Idubbbz is going to be seen as a huge win for all the people that do it at this point. So if this was a character that you write, a friend that betrays his own friends, your reader or your viewers are now completely engaged to watch this character be destroyed. It's important to point out in this situation that Idubbbz...
Well, and what's crazy is like looking at the loss and the horrible stuff that happened to Ethan Klein. Now I'm not gonna put it on the same level of Berserk because Berserk was insane, but they did target Gila pretty hard during this. They did have people like Bad Empanada hunting her down in a video game. They did target his kids, which are like an extension of his family, which is still works in the metaphor. And they were sending like human skulls to represent his children. So there was definitely an attack on his loved ones as well. Not in the same. I'm not gonna hold it up to the same caliber as Berserk, obviously, because that would be insane for me to say that it's the same when what happened to the girl in Berserk was the most disgusting thing ever. But it is a fun analogy for each other.
He doesn't have the Behelit, right? There's no him becoming Femto, the ultimate BDSM god, I think. So I know not all this is like in the right order exactly with how the events happen in Berserk, but we have some similarities that we can pull and actually apply that to characters.
By the way, he's got like this like little anime like half naked chick like posing in the background. It just keeps popping up, and every time it just makes me want to die laughing, bro.
For our stories. And you might be wondering,
how often do you stare at them cheeks, my boy? How often do you stare at them cheeks, bro? Come on now, you can be honest with old King Jiffy Goats. You can be honest with your boy. We know you be staring at that butthole a little too long.
Who in Berserk is Anissa and Hasan? So Anissa, first off, not Slan. That's sexist. She's Ubik, obviously Ubik.
She's the fucking... She's whatever that is. I haven't gotten far enough in Berserk to figure out who that is yet. But I think Anissa works better allegorically as being part of the torture. I think it just works better to be part of the torture.
She's the Ubik disguised as that old lady in Griffith's dream, whispering.
She's the folly of Griffith's. She'd be best represented as the girl that he had sex with that destroyed the entire trajectory that he was on. And then she just became part of the problem, right? She was the tip of the iceberg in that regard. Now you can call that sexist or whatever, but I think that it's not. She doesn't just represent the princess. She represents like the effects of the aftermath that led to him being put in the torture chamber. All of that effect was because of Anissa. So it's just like this long drawn out portion there. I would just call that is Anissa. That's what she has caused. And I think the torture was his fan base leaving him, and the effects of what happened after Sam Hyde. Those are that's his torture arc. That is his downfall, and a part of that is also the effects of the princess. Now he's just constantly being made fun of, not only by his wife, but by the world and everything else. And he has this other internet troll who's torturing him as well. And it's just all coming together to create the ultimate torture on Idubbbz himself. In the moment that he gets saved by his friends, he instantly stabs him in the back, which is exactly that is the perfect correlation of what happened. And I thought that was the direction this was going to go. I still think the connection between the two is so strong and so interesting. I think that he could have handled it a little bit better in his video, maybe timelined it out a little bit. But again, he made the video. I think it's incredible that he came up with this. I didn't come up with it, so the dude still gets the base to like for this video.
Trying to convince him to do all the evil things. Yeah, that's Anissa. And Hasan, who is he? For the manga readers, you'll know he's Ganeshka. Very obviously, you can see the Arab references, and that he's just a fart cloud.
He's
So-
just a fart cloud. I don't have any. I don't think Hasan's like important enough to even put it in the context. I mean, he just represents the demons. I think that he's one of the many demons that he's one of the many demons standing behind him. Obviously, when he fully goes absolutely gooner mode. But I do think that making the joke about him being a fart cloud is amazing. Hasan is just a disgusting poop fragment in the air.
So in this scenario, does this kind of make Ethan from H3 Guts in a way? Yeah, no.
Yes, it does. It makes this makes him Guts. As bad as that is to say, because I think Guts is so much cooler than Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein is kind of a little bitch at times, or a lot of times, most of the time. This time he is the good guy in the situation, which is shocking because it's rare that he's the good guy. But yeah, a little bit of a bitchy poo most of the time. I'm not gonna say that I 100%. 10 toes down. I support Ethan Klein. Never gonna say that because the dude definitely ladder pulled on anybody who tried to be edgy after he had already made it, which I think is fucking pathetic. Same thing Howard Stern did. What a bunch of pussies.
He's more like Gaston in Berserk. Now, there are plenty of stories where the hero becomes the villain, but few stories have this slow, continuous crash.
Again, dude, the biggest position here is, I think the biggest, most important thing is Ethan Klein has to be Guts for this analogy to make sense. And that's that. Again, I think if you timelined it a little bit better, it sucks to have to put Ethan in there. Say that, like, I would preface it and say that I'm not doing one-to-one comparisons. I'm just saying that this works as a metaphor. I think that you'll lose it by this part.
And I also love Berserk, and I talk about Berserk all the time in the story, and I know that viewers that click on this channel probably have seen Berserk too. So it's great to try to make these parallels and try to cross-reference that with the writing that you're doing. That's kind of cool, right? So like I said, when you're writing your own story, this is some of the attributes to heavily consider to pretty much guarantee having a character that will make your viewer hunger to keep engaging with your story, to see this character inevitably plummet. Okay, like, I know you probably don't want to think about Idubbbz when you're writing your story, but it's good to reference real life.
Well, here's the thing. This is why this drama is so interesting to me in particular, is because there's so many moving parts. This is why this has become like a drama that I've covered so in depth on my channel, is because there is so many interesting parts. There's so many things coming from left field, from right field, all over the place, just inserting themselves into this drama. It seems like every day somebody new is coming out and talking about it and making themselves look like an absolute idiot. And it's just like consistently providing me with content and making me stay engaged. Now, I do try to mix up my channel enough to like cover different topics, but at the same time, when you have something this juicy and this dramatic, this is my days of my lives, dude. This is my days of my lives, or whatever other soap opera that your mom watches between masturbation sessions. This is that for me, dude. I enjoy this drama so much because it's just so interesting. There's so many different characters involved, so many different aspects, that it is honestly probably one of the best dramas I've seen on YouTube, at least in YouTube, for a very long time, which makes it just fun. It's so much fun to cover this shit.
Life.
It's not fun to cover like the geopolitical shit that Hasan talks about and all the like other shit. That shit's not fun. But the drama itself is.
To get ideas and pull from that. And this is a great situation that's happened for our entertainment. And I'll probably come up with maybe some more of these parallels with other people. Maybe. We'll see how this does. Guys, if you did make it this far, I do have some news for you. You are retarded. But that's okay. You can just join me on the short bus with all my other stuff.
Hell yeah, bro. Oh, it was a short bus. It was a short bus. I don't know. I thought it was he was doing the metaphor thing. I thought maybe it was a metaphor to that meme. I think it still could work for that meme. But I do like the condoning that we're all retarded. Let's go, boys and girls. That's where you subscribe to the channel, dude. Did I hit a subscribe? Did I hit a subscribe? He gets a subscribe for being a fellow retard. We're all fellow retards on this stupid little world of ours, on the short bus, riding our day to day. And we should keep grinding at it. Let's go, my base dude.
Help me get to 1,000. And before you click off, let me just say, if you could do me a favor, either click on my Substack link or my Twitter link and follow me on Twitter and watch my retarded takes. But with the Substack is my email list to get notifications, news about my upcoming projects. I write books, which you can find out about that on that link as well.
By the way, check his books out, I guess. Maybe they're good, maybe they're not. I have no idea. I have nothing else about this the Batcave Live. Superman is Christian propaganda. What a great title for a video. Anyways, the dude seems like he has interesting stuff. Check out his stuff, and maybe it's interesting. You'll have to let me know in the comments if this guy's like dope or lame or cringe. Let's check out his Twitter. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see here, dude. Oh, my new book. Look at him looking all cringe. I think he's doing a bit here, but it's wild. Oh, dude, the dude's Twitter is, I don't know if he's got anything else going that interesting. I was hoping we'd have more interesting takes right here. Please go sub to me, please. Nothing too crazy. He gets a decent amount of likes sometimes, but look at that. There you go. You got his Twitter. And while we're here, go sub to King. Go follow King Jiffy Coats on Twitter. It has the same picture as my YouTube. We're just R-wording in 2020. Yeah, dude, retarded died a long time ago. It's cool to do again. You're just lame if you.
Have you ever thought to yourself, hey, what happened to that comic?
If you don't think that you can say retarded again, you're lame. Chat's upset that I said retarded. And if you think that you can't use retarded in 2025, you're retarded. But that's all you got for you guys today. Go check out my Twitter. It's King Jiffy Coats. Like and subscribe on my video. As always, you guys are based. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.